Hello and welcome to Pointing. This is going to be a different pointing. Pointing is basically where I go around collecting all collectibles and stuff. Although at the moment I've done everything like that, so I won't be doing that. What I'm going to be doing is something different. Hold on a second. It's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I think I need to do that one as well. Fine, we'll do that one as well. Cool. Right, yes. Basically, this is usually where I do database entries. I read them off. I have got a database entry to read off, but I'll do that at the end. But basically, it's going to be weird today. It's going to be very weird because this is live commentary. It's usually post commentary. This is live because I've, as you can see on the map right now, there's no collectibles to collect. There's no places to do all the little collecting of shops and just looking around and stuff. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going back to the den and reading the books. And what I'm going to be doing is every time I've done a few of them, I'm going to run back to this thingy. Have I changed my clothes? I have, yes. I'm going to be running back to that little shop there to change my clothes. So I need to show off the last few of them. So that's what I've done. I've done this one. I've changed them to this colour here. And I'm just going to keep it on now just so you can sort of see what they look like while I'm running. So I'll get back to the den. I'll read a few books. And then I'll skip ahead back to where I'm back at there. I'll change my clothes again and I'll run back. And I'm going to die. No, I'm not. I'm still alive. Yes, and then I'll run back and you get to see the clothes while I'm running back. I think that would work. I'm hoping so. I'm just clutching at straws here. There's nothing much for me to do. Right, let's go inside then. I suppose maybe I could do some pointing episodes where I just mess around with my assassins, perhaps. Yeah, I might do that actually. That might be a good idea. That'll probably be next week though. Right, so let's go in here. So let's see how many books we've got. So we've got pedestal books. A few of them. Are still missing one actually. Maybe we'll get that later. Then we've got some books there. It's quite a lot of books. And we've got some books there then. Okay, so we'll split this right down the middle. This week we'll do this side with 2 times reading these books here. So that's one set of clothes. I'm thinking that's another one, that's another one, that's another one. So what's that? So should we do 1.5? Got 4 books on there. All of those there. Yeah, okay, that's what we'll do. So, right, so if we read these books in the middle first. Okay, so examine. Aesop's Fables. As mentioned in Plato's Hrodeo dialogue, the Greek philosopher Socrates had a deep fondness for the ancient fables of Aesop and spent much of the end of his life during the course of his final imprisonment turning these classic tales into verse, displaying a rare talent for eschatic matter and vivid imagery. Socrates also had the curious habit, noted by comparisons with much befuddlement, of settling his versions of these fables tens of thousands of years in the past, far earlier than any other version before or since. Right, so it's Aesop's Fables. We got that this week, actually. Examine. Mission to Constantinople. A particular work of reportage dating from the 10th century CE, Mission to Constantinople, is the memoir of a Latin emissary's reluctant visit to the heart of the Byzantine Empire. An impatient and irrespectable man, Leluprand spends most of his time recounting the injustice and insults he suffers in the court of the Byzantine Emperor. Not surprisingly, he also hated Byzantine cuisine and found his pillows to be of insufficient thread count. Oh, interesting. Right, so I'm going to quickly go run back now, cut away, and run back to the place where I changed my clothes. And you see these things up here. I'll start reading them. I'll do 1.5. So we'll do 3 cloves each. Perfecto. Right, so let's go down here then. I'll get outside the door and then I'll do it. Yeah, then next week we'll do the other side, where hopefully we'll get the other books. We'll find out. But hopefully it should all work out. Right then, I'll see you in a second. So, let's change my clothes once more. To Jazzanelli Green is the colour I'm going for. It's a very lovely colour. It sort of brings out the colour of my eyes. Tokabai Gold. Oh, I thought it was Tokabai Green. Jazzanelli Green. That's what I'm thinking of. I've already done that one. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll show this one off. Royalville Violet. And then maybe one more for today, maybe not. And the Mediterranean Cobalt will show these 3 off next week. Okay, yeah. Just so you can see what they look like when walking around. I mean, most people don't care, but it's pointing. Like I said, it's pointless. Have I changed them? They honestly don't look like I've changed them. Maybe I haven't actually changed them. I need to double check this. Have my clothes been changed? Because they don't look like they have. Oh, do my... Oh. Maybe it doesn't actually change with my outfit that I've got on. Right, we're going to have to investigate this. This is definitely going to have to be investigated. We're going to have to check it out. Right. Mission Assassinate a Banker was successful. Nice. Oh, someone's been promoted to Assassin. That's good. That means I can send them off. Cool, and I'll do that actually off camera because obviously you don't know these people, so... Oh dear, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Dear. I annihilated that woman. I apologise. With everything that I have. Sorry. I think I might be getting close to home. Some Jesenaries. Go up here, and we're there. Look, they're cool. Cool. I did it. Right, I'm going to change my armour as well quickly while we're here. Because I feel like it might not actually show. If that's the case, then we'll have to work out something else to do. Right, come here, Cloves. I want to change into one of you. You'll do. Right, let's see if it changes colour then. It does. Oh, okay. Right, we'll keep my little coat hooded one on, and we'll go and change back to that ones later. So we'll do obviously change them each one of these times. So we'll read these books and then we'll go across. Right then, Parallel Lives. Parallel Lives. Plutarch's famous examination of human character and virtue is a collection of biographies of famous men, only men, sadly, arranged in parallel groups. Each Greek biography is paired with a more contemporary Roman equivalent, less a historical treatment of its subjects. Parallel Lives is an investigation of the influence of character on human destiny. The Odyssey. The Odyssey, a 9th century BCE poem based on initially through the oral tradition, the recounts of adventures of King Odysseus as he attempts to return home from a decade of war. Sadly, things do not pan out well for the king, and he spends another decade battling gods, giants, sirens, and cyclopses, all the while wondering if his wife hasn't sold the house and moved back in with her parents. Malaquat. The Malaquat, or Suspended Odes, is a revered collection of pre-Islamic Arabic poems written sometime in the middle of the first millennium of the Common Era, comprised of work of several exemplary poets. The scholar Hammond Rowley compiled the Malaquat many centuries after the poems were comprised. That was scary. My bottle scared me. Right, Aeneid. Aeneid, Virgil's epic Latin tale, tells the story of a wanderer, Aeneas, whose travels take him from the shores of war-torn Troy to the troubled coasts of Italy, where the spurned goddess Juno bedevils him every step of the way. Written in the same time of the great turmoil amid the Roman Empire, the Aeneid served to strengthen the hearts and harden the resolve of a nation in transition. Geography. As the first systematic treatment of the principles of map-making, Ptolemy's Geography was one of the most influential books of the West. For more than a millennium after its composition in the 2nd century CE, cartographers throughout Europe and Western Asia consulted Ptolemy's book for guidance, data, and inspiration. The Book of Prophecies. Written near the end of the famous Genoese admiral's life, the Book of Prophecies is a curious blend of aggrandizement, astrology, and apocalyptic fear-mongering, the sad, strange legacy of a chronically frustrated explorer who just wanted to hang out with Jesus before the end of his life. Cool. Right, we'll head back now, change my clothes back to the ones we just did. These ones are quite cool, though. Look at them. They look quite fancy. Indeed they are. Yeah, so we'll head back now. Right, I'll see you in a few seconds then, once I exit the building. Right, away I go. Okay then, so let's go and buy some more clothes again. Because, you know, why not? Might as well. Dye clothes. Let's go back to Argent Marble. Marble. Just because we can. And then once that's happened, we'll go back to the base. And we'll read those 4 little books lying around. So these are quite cool actually, I quite like these. Sort of like a black and whitish sort of colour. Which, you know, I like my Assassin's clothes to be like that. Shows the true masterful experience of a master assassin. Right. Let's use a bit of a parachute. Show the clothes off. Alright, then we'll head back over then. I'm trying to go north first, so that way we get past the wall, because that wall annoys the hell out of me. Like you'll see it, it's like a tower over there. That tower over there, that wall that it connects to. It's a right nightmare, mate. Oh, look at that. That was a nice little land. Right, so now we should just be able to follow this road up to the base. And we'll be laughing, mate. There's some Romanies. And some beggars. Stay away from me. Get back. I must get out of here. I'm still going to walk slowly, though. Excuse me, thank you. Right, into the base. What can we find down here? So this might be a 20-minute episode then, judging from how speed is going so far. Right, slowly walk across. That's it, right through here. Alright, and then let's read the back wall. No, read this wall, because it's smaller books. Well, less of them. The Secret History of the Mongols. Written by an unknown author of all authors, The Secret History of the Mongols is the oldest recorded example of the Mongolian language. Though lately about the reign of Genghis Khan, the book was written sometime after the famous conqueror's death. Record of the Grand Historian. A sweeping work of incredible scope, Sima Qian's book covers more than 2,500 years of ancient Chinese history, beginning with the reign of the Yellow Emperor in 2696 BCE and concluding in the author's own time in 87 BCE, praised for his more objective approach to historiography, yeah, in which winners and losers were appraised with equal care. Sima Qian's aim was to rise above mere biography and look for patterns and trends in the development of human culture. The Golden Ass. The only work of dramatic fiction written in Latin to survive intact, The Golden Ass, as St. Augustine named Apollolus's Tale, tells the story of a man who dabbles carelessly with magic and accidentally turns himself into a donkey. Written in what would later become known as picaresque style, The Golden Ass has a wandering episodic structure, a precursor to the classics like Don Quixote and Tristram Shandy. Oh god, now I'm going to be singing I am I Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha. Metamorphosis. A classic piece of Latin narrative verse written sometime around 8 CE, Metamorphosis is an indispensable collection of fables based on Greek sources. One of the most widely read books of the Middle Ages, Ovid's masterpiece remains one of the major models for most of our modern conceptions of ancient Western mythology. Cool. Right, now we're going to go off to get some more clothes, because we like our clothes, and then I'll be back to tell us a story. Because that's basically what we're doing today then. Right, so let's get to the door. This assassin is walking out. He's getting his books. And that is it. Right. Right, fairly well, everybody. And just go and get some more clothes. Hello, sir. I'm coming back again. He must be thinking, what is he doing? He's buying so many clothes. Right, let's go to Royal Violet then. Cool. Right, now how many's left? So we've got 4 left. I might do one more today with the database entry, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. Wait for it. Bam. Oh, these are nice. I feel like I've done these already though. Have I? Have I done these clothes already? I should have royal velvet on, yeah? Oh no, they just look very, very similar. It's just the colours that seem to be inverted, really. Oh well. Looks like I've been walking in mud. And it's like they've been caked in it. They're not bad though, they're quite a nice colour. I quite like the colour. I must admit, I do quite like the colours in this game. Like, I stand by what I said at the beginning of the game, where I think maybe I should have changed my colours as I go along, but no, I'm actually really digging these colours. I love them. I actually really like them. Oh no, I quite like them, you know. Oh, I quite like them. No, I'm sold. I'm actually sold. I love this colour. I'm really in love, I must admit. Seriously, this colour's the best. Let's have a proper look at myself. I'm a bit disappointed the hood's not proper black. Or is it proper black? No, it's not. It's reddish. That's a bit disappointing, but no, I like them. I think it would have been better if it was black, orange, and brown. It's quite a nice colour scheme. I mean, the orange sort of contrasts it all. But no, with the red hood, since it's got a red hood, I don't like the red hood. The red hood's a bit bad, I suppose. Right, let's read these back wall books. Read. Examine. History of the Kings of Britain. Interesting. A lively piece of pseudo-historical claptrap, the history of the Kings of Britain was credited as true history by far too many scholars until well into the 16th century CE. Written 400 years earlier, Geoffrey of Monmouth claims to have copied most of his data from an earlier source, but most modern scholars believe it to be a steaming pile of nonsense. Anabasis Alexandri. One of the only complete accounts of the military campaigns of Alexander the Great, the campaigns of Alexander, is actually a compilation made up of earlier sources, all of them now lost to the dustbin of history. That's cool, because there were not many books on Alexander the Great. Opus Magnus. An exemplary specimen of overachievement. This massive book contains treatises of natural science, mathematics, grammar, physics, optics, and philosophy, to name a few. Written by Pope Clement IV as a summary of Bacon's achievements, the Opus Magnus was evidently not terse enough for His Holiness, and was followed by Bacon's shorter Opus Minus just a year after, whether or not this was later followed by the Opus Pamphlet has not been known. Confirmed. Right. Oh God. Heimskringla, a 13th century Old Norse saga comprised of Icelandic scholar Suryo Sturgeson, through told with a richness and energy that gives its tales a level of realism unusual for the time. Most scholars believe that most of the Hagalaskala is built on a foundation of well-intended but ultimately inverted speculation. That's cool. I was going to say that book sounds just like it's from it's like a Norse book. I was going to say, right, well, I've read all the books now then, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly run back to the clothes changer, and then I'm going to run somewhere specific and read my database entry, just so you can see the other clothes that I've unlocked, or have, or can buy. Right, so let's go do this then. So, I don't know what the next one is. Is it Byzantine Red? Does this help me sort of infiltrate people's Byzantine's house? Well, that's not red at all. There's hardly any red on there at all, though. Mediterranean Cobalt, Bosnian Indigo, and Masyaf White. Well, we'll look at them later then. That'll be next week. This is the last one for today. She is indeed. Oh, these aren't too bad. I don't like the red hood, though. But at least it is red. I was a bit concerned that it wasn't going to be red, but it is. So that's nice to know. I can confirm that it is a red hood. Oh, the Red Hood. That's a Batman villain, isn't it? The Red Hood. I didn't mean to jump up there, but I am indeed. Right, so yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work my way back to where the base is, which is obviously this way. And then read that database entry. These are actually quite nice. It's quite a faded red. Let's have a little quick look, shall we? Yeah, if it wasn't for the red, I think I'd like these. Like if it was a red sash rather than a red sash and a black hood, I would like that more. Anyway, right, we're back here then, so let's read off my database entry. I only got the one, so you know. Right, database entry, let's do recent entries. And let's read off The Maiden's Tower. Kiz Kaluzi The Maiden's Tower, known erroneously as Leander's Tower, has served many functions since its construction in 1110. Initially a naval control tower, it has also been a lighthouse, a semaphore station, a quarantine post, a customs station, a home for retired naval officers, and a restaurant. The origin of its name stems from the number of disparate myths, the most common and recent of which concerns a sultan and his beloved daughter. According to legend, the sultan was told by adamant oracle that his daughter was destined to be killed by a venomous snake on her 18th birthday. Determined to defect the barbs of fate, the sultan built the Maiden's Tower for the exclusive purpose of keeping his beloved daughter away from land and all things that crawled upon it. After the tower's completion, the girl moved in and remained there until the appointed day. On the evening of her daughter's 18th birthday, the sultan was overjoyed that he had prevented the oracle's prediction, and so travelled to see her, bearing a basket of exotic fruits to present as a gift. When his daughter picked through the cornucopia, however, she was immediately bitten by a poisonous asp that had stowed away amid the colourful fruits. The sultan's daughter died in her father's arms, right on schedule. That's really sad. Right, well that's it then, guys. We'll end this pointing episode here for today. We'll do a next one next week. We'll do the same sort of format, reading the rest of the books and viewing the rest of the outfits as well. And then maybe we'll have one more pointing episode after that, doing some doing some Mediterranean defence stuff. But for now, I will say until the next time we meet, farewell, and I will jump, and die, or not.